A barrel of oil is now below $60 for the first time since May 2009. Good news for Americans who are actually smiling as they fill up at the pump these days. But halfway around the world, for some of America's adversaries like Iran and Russia, plummeting oil prices has been hurting, and hurting bad. Both need oil prices to be above $100 a barrel to fund large parts of their economies. The result? Russia is imploding. The ruble is in a free fall, down 50% against the dollar. To stop the bleeding, Russia's central bank made a dramatic move today, raising interest rates from 10.5% to a whopping 17%. Add to this the bite of Western sanctions, and the Washington Post says Russia's economy is doomed. In Iran, it's a similar story. Oil is also their lifeline.
The Iranians, psychologically, their most valuable asset is depreciating in value.
The result, its currency dropped 6% against the dollar, and its economy is getting hammered.
If you're an Iranian policy planner and you're planning your budget and you are pegging it at $120 and all of a sudden the price of oil is at $70, in the medium term, you've got some problem.
In the grand bazaars of Tehran, customers and businesses are feeling the pinch.
When the nuclear talks failed to lead to a deal, the exchange rates started to go up. In the last couple of days, I think the decline in oil prices contributed to the rise in exchange rates again.
Both countries in part blame Saudi Arabia for their economic mess. As the world's largest producer and exporter of oil, Saudi Arabia has refused to cut supply and drive prices up. But analysts say the Saudis have an ulterior motive in playing chicken with its oil. They want to punish Iran and Russia. Saudi Arabia and Iran are longtime rivals. The Saudis believe U.S. attempts to stop Iran's nuclear threat are going nowhere, so they are using their most effective weapon to do what Western sanctions couldn't. Iran's president called the Saudi move to keep oil prices low politically motivated. President Hassan Rouhani told members of his cabinet last week that Iran and the people of the region will not forget such conspiracies, or in other words, treachery against the interests of the Muslim world. Meanwhile, Saudi-Russian relations aren't that cozy either. Since the Syrian uprising started in 2011, the Saudis have wanted the Assad regime in Damascus to go, but blamed the Russians for propping it. So while Americans enjoy their early Christmas present at the pumps, Russians and Iranians are seething, wondering how long prices will stay low before their economies potentially collapse. George Thomas, CBN News.